Inside the drug crisis on China's doorstep? That sounds fascinating. What is the drug crisis on China's doorstep?
In January 2024, police stopped a man in Porto Torres, Italy. In his bag was over 1 kilogram of heroin, specifically white heroin.
Okay.
The purest kind that only comes from one place, the region where Thailand, Laos, and Myanmar converge.
That's where the purest white heroin comes from? God forbid a man make a living. The Golden Triangle. Okay, that's where that comes from. Pardon me for not being up to date on my drug lingo, okay? Is there an Asian Walter White in the Golden Triangle cooking up the purest white heroin? Is that the story here?
Authorities rescued more than 7,000 people from a cyber scam center, also in Myanmar.
Okay.
They give us client number. We make relationship with him. When client say I love you, then we start wash his brain.
It's insane how people are so desperate for human connection that they can fall in love with someone forced to work in a scam center. You would think that their riz wouldn't be that high when they're like locked into a factory building and forced to scam you. But somehow people feel like they're in true love.
So why is so much crime concentrated in Myanmar?
I would like to know. Tell me, Search Party.
In the absence of a legitimate economy, many Burmese people instead made a living in the illegal economy. In the remote Shan state, that meant growing opium.
These are the kind of manufacturing jobs the USA needs back. Let's get into opium. Okay, my fellow Americans? First of all, I'm noticing a couple things. They say it's sad and bad, but this army is singing. They're having a good time. We could have private militias rolling through the streets singing beautiful songs. America the Beautiful or something, while selling opium. I'm just saying, it doesn't sound that crazy.
In 2015, the NLD won a majority, and Aung San Suu Kyi became the de facto leader of the country. For the first time in decades, elected leaders were making progress in Myanmar.
Okay.
But the military wouldn't let them get far.
This woman is recording a workout video, all while a military coup is going on behind her.
This was crazy. This is like an iconic video of the time. Like when they do a look back at the 2020s or whatever, like this is going to be an iconic video of a woman doing a live stream dance while there's a military coup live behind her. It's a metaphor for RA. It's such a powerful video unintentionally.
Democracy comes, but the overall constitution still allowed immense say of the military. They completely controlled not only their own budget and all the other security forces like the police.
This is what I thought would happen in Nepal, and I guess technically still could. But this is what I thought would happen. That's why I was so surprised it didn't work out that way, at least initially.
After the military seized back power, some of Aung San Suu Kyi's supporters formed a shadow government with an armed wing. Then the military launched attacks all over the country, reigniting Myanmar's civil war.
Another civil war.
This time, it's deadlier than ever. In 4 years, the war has killed 75,000 people and displaced 3 million. In 2025, a massive earthquake struck Myanmar, destroying what little economy there was left.
Dude, an earthquake on top of your second civil war is fucking crazy. That's why I'm always like, this is probably such a crazy non sequitur, and it's not important. And I'm not knocking you if you believe, but it makes it so hard for me to be like, really, you think there's a God watching, and really, like God is like watching Myanmar and going, yeah, let me throw a fucking earthquake in there. It'll make them, it's like, I find it all to be so. But again, I understand that I'm not a Redditor. Okay, I'm not tipping Fedora. I don't care. You're allowed to believe what you want. That's for me personally. It's like, come on. However, I do want to say, obviously, what I'm trying to imply is that God is not real when it comes to natural disasters and countries. He is real when it comes to my parlays. He does care who wins. And the side that prays more will get their team to win. He watches all sports. He's deeply involved. I just want to be clear, that is 100% true. I don't want to downplay that. The athletes that thank God the most will have the better careers. That's just a fact. That's just like, he is involved, but he's just not much of a natural disaster type guy. He's not a big.
In Shan State, the military and militias are once again turning to opium, but so are armed groups in the north and west. The result is more than twice as much opium is being produced in Myanmar.
The thing I think about when I see this, I think like young people armed to the teeth, fighting for their lives, death and destruction across the country. And I think of how many fake revolutionaries we have online in America who like, they can't even answer a phone call. You can't even talk on the phone, and you're like, no, but seriously though, I'm gonna pick up an AK-47 and go across this war-torn country and fight. Like, let's be fucking real. Let's be real, dude. You're not even gonna take a manufacturing job in a stable society, let alone fight a war in an unstable one. Social anxiety is real. I got too much social anxiety to assault the Capitol. Listen, I want to coup, I really do, but like my ADHD makes it so I can't fixate on one Capitol building at the time.
The result is more than twice as much opium is being produced in Myanmar today than before the coup, and twice as much opium as Afghanistan, making it the world's leading.
Bro, I gotta say, if there's one thing these roving bands of ethnic militias are good at, it is increasing the output of opium. This is, I mean, if Tesla could do this with car sales, it would be one of the greatest business turnarounds of all time. They're at least running an operation that is growing YOY pretty good. Is opium the main source in copium? Your question is stupid, but it's making me think of militias in America and they're harvesting and producing copium instead. That's like our main export becomes copium for the world. It's like social media copium.
Synthetic drugs, particularly methamphetamine. Drug lords are importing precursor chemicals and equipment from China and India to make pills, like ketamine, and this caffeine meth combo called yaba.
Yaba? They're mixing caffeine with meth?
Like ketamine, and this caffeine meth combo called...
Dude, I gotta say, for a war-torn, maybe nominally socialist country, they got capitalism down for drugs, bro. They're innovating. They're increasing year-over-year production. They're increasing output. They're adding new variations and flavors for market demand. I mean, there's a hustle. They're girl bossing, bro. Yaba? Yaba's a good brand name. I want to pop a Yaba on my way to work. A little caffeine with your meth. It's got a red pill. This is branding, dude. This is good. What was the other one?
From China and India to make pills, like ketamine. And this caffeine meth combo called yaba.
I feel like they're not making enough ketamine because I look at this picture and like, this is Elon Musk's daily dose. Like, this is probably not enough for Elon to get through a week. So they need to, they're very low on the ket production is all I gotta say. Yaba, it seems like they're good.
But some groups are profiting by bringing a new criminal enterprise into Myanmar.
The buildings you can see behind me, that's one of maybe up to 30 scam compounds.
Now, scam centers are flourishing.
Dude, I wonder if this is the group that got my Twitter hacked. I guess not. Probably not. Probably just a dude. But Kit Boga? Kit Boga's the one-man warrior against all these dots. There is one man in the West that is standing against this scam call invasion. It's Kit Boga. Like, Ari's a big fan of Kit Boga's videos. And I often hear her listening to his videos and laughing her ass off. It's crazy how good he is at what he does. Although now I feel kind of weird about it now that I think about it because, you know, in my mind, everyone that he's scamming is like doing it for their own profit. But now I'm picturing someone chained to a desk with a gun pointed at them that's like desperately trying to get this scam done. You know, I don't want to think about that. That's not gonna cross my mind listening to Kit Boga, but at the end of the day, I mean, wait, people are gonna fight back against scammers. Scamming's not good. It's just crazy. You should watch Jim Browning. He does insane investigations and targets the people at the top. Sounds fucking based. I gotta say, totally unrelated, but speaking of someone who does good journalism, targets people at the top, big shout out yet again to Pablo Torre, bro. He followed me on social media because he did an interview with Lena Khan, and then all the comments were about how this is such atrioc bait. And I guess he wanted to find out who the fuck I was. So he followed me on social media. And then I messaged him and I was like, bro, legitimately, probably his investigation on the Clippers is the best piece of video journalism that I've seen in a long time. It's very, very impressive how he laid it out in a way that makes the average person able to understand what goes on. And I'm just a big fan of people taking good journalism and pairing it with understanding the internet age, understanding how to package things so people can understand it. I thought it was good. Yeah, whatever. I don't care if it was glaze. I was impressed. So I messaged him that. And I was at a barbershop yesterday getting this haircut for the Newsom thing. And I was talking to a guy, just a random guy who's a sports fan. He was my barber. And he was telling me, man, same thing I'm feeling. If they don't punish the Clippers, then we're all just going to be fucking annoyed, pissed, and calling scam on everything. Like, it's going to be a huge fucking stink in the air forever. You have to punish the Clippers. You have to. You'd think a barber would be a fan of the Clippers. Okay. We're not doing pun humor. We're sticking to classy humor like coffee cow, and we're not doing puns. All right. We need like deep, in-depth. All right, continue. Sorry.
Or inland. Now, scam centers are flourishing. Many are among the millions in Myanmar displaced by the war.
I receive punch every day. We were working for 18 hours without salary.
Jesus.
They didn't allow us to contact our family.
Okay, can I say? This just makes me think like people watch my Big A channel and they're like, it's too depressing. It's like, imagine the Big A channel from Myanmar, dude. Imagine if we had like constant war-torn strife, civil war, earthquake on top of it. It's like relatively our problems are solvable. They are big and they are difficult and they are thorny and but it is relatively good.
And as the U.S. steps away from Myanmar, China is stepping in. In August, China endorsed Myanmar's military's announcement that it would hold elections later this year. But it will ban the NLD, and so many view the elections as a sham, even a plan engineered by China. Ultimately, China wants to protect its own influence in Myanmar.
Previous winning. If you coup a party that won a democratic election, then host a new election where that party can't run. It's not a real election, obviously. Yeah, this is happening to a lot of small countries all over where they're having to like force between this China-US Cold War power play, and they're all kind of getting screwed in the mix.
The military are hanging on by being especially brutal. They deliberately target civilian populations to spread the horror, to spread the terror. So I'm afraid there's more of that to come.
All right, thanks for watching another episode of Search Party. Our last episode on the mafia in Italian football did quite well. So if you're
I like that one. I thought their best one was the one about those 24/7 Russian fake sports gambling farms where it's just like people playing endless soccer. that was so somebody can gamble on it in a different country. I thought that was fucking crazy. That was good journalism. That was a peak video. Crazy that shit we don't even know about. So depressing. What else do we know about? Dude, this Aiden walked me through what's going on in Sudan on the Lemonade Stand Patreon. And again, it's not like an incredibly deep dive. It was high level. It's crazy. It's horrifying. And this is like, there has been problems in Sudan for a very long time. I remember Darfur from growing up, but this is since 2023. And it's like, dude, it's like 500,000 children starved to death. And that's not even including the war. That's not the people shot. That's not the people killed. It's insane. It's like, it's like a staggering amount of, it's impossible to wrap your head around all of the suffering in the world. It's impossible.